Hello guys, and welcome to another weekly Forex market overview with me, Pierre Abdelahad from PAFX. This week we will not be able to make a live session since I'm traveling to Belgium for a week. So as I promised you guys, wanted to make an overview anyway, but this one gonna be a little bit shorter list. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do so, please do not forget to hit the like button. Yeah, so let's roll the disclaimer and get started. And as usual guys, please read the disclaimer carefully and do understand the risk involved in Forex trading. This overview is only my way to see the market and my way to trade, so it is not to be seen as a signal in any way. Yeah, so next week we start with some news and see what we got. We have President Draghi to speak a couple of times on Monday. I'm not sure why, 2 times, but that's what Forex Factory is saying. Tuesday we have some Aussie news, monetary policy meetings, minutes, and speech. Sterling inflation report, and Wednesday we do have Yellen speech, we do have durable goods, unemployment claims, and of course the FOMC meeting minutes. For New Zealand we have retail sales, and Thursday we have second estimate GDP for sterling quarter on quarter, core retail sales for the CAD, and for the Swissy, the Chairman Jordan speech on also on Thursday. Friday is empty from major news. Yeah, we start with the Dixie as usual, and I'm on the weekly chart. As you see guys, Dixie been trading above the 200 moving average on the weekly for a long time, and it has been respected. Of course we shoot below sometimes here, but as you see it has been respected for a long time now. And now it seems like we've back to that 200 moving average. We broke it and then we start trading back above it after a retest and another bounce, and it seems like we are soon for another retest of that 200 moving average on the weekly. Yeah, so basically as we've been looking at this trend here since we broke out of this channel, we've been saying that we probably see at least a correction after we broke out of this channel. We've seen this move as a possible correction or possible end of this trend, and that we may start seeing something like this. Yeah, so far so good. Still on a weekly structure, we've not really broken major lows, as this is the major swing higher low here. So as far as this is not taken out, we can still see this possible continuation higher. On the daily, on the Dixie, we had this head and shoulder formation here, and I was looking for a possible retest of the neckline, but I was expecting that we may stop somewhere here at the neckline and before we get the second bounce. That didn't happen. We have a deeper correction, and those of you who follow me on Facebook and on Telegram, I said that we if we now break this little range here, that we should be looking for possible test, deeper test, and we were talking about this level in particular, that we may reach that level. We did reach that level Wednesday. We had a good rejection from the level, but there was no continuation Thursday and Friday. So it seems like we are back in this lower range, and we still see the 93.50 as an important level, and next week we have, since we have the FOMC meeting minutes later in the week, I'm expecting possible sideways in this market until that happen. Shorter term, that we may see sideways, and we're gonna keep looking at this level and these levels up here. Those are this is the minor range we are interested in to see if the Dixie gonna break back to the upside or break lower. So if this happen, we get a break below this level here, I think we may see a retest of this structure down here, which is the most important level for this possible uptrend. If we want to see this hold, if we really think that the dollar may continue higher, yeah. For the upside, the level is once again the 94.15 here. You want to see that broken, retested on lower time frame for possible continuation higher. So this is the range that we should keep looking at. And if we go down to the 4 hour, you see it a little bit clearer. Now we are trading below the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, and we now have this range that we should keep an eye on. And as I said, I think we may range Monday till Wednesday until the FOMC minutes released. And then we will see if we gonna a lot of uncertainty right now in the market, and I am really not sure if we're gonna see a break to the downside or to the upside. So I'm letting the market show the way first. Okay. Gold, after this very choppy and slow movement Friday, gold did a great move to the upside, one of the bigger bullish candles since long time ago. And we now reach the monthly R1, and most important, we reach a good and strong resistance level, looking at this test here, this test here, here, and it is a very important level where the gold is testing right now. So we should be looking at this area as a possible important resistant level. And even if we go more to the left, you see here, here also, this spike was the Trump election spike. But as you see, the level has been acting as a very good resistance in the past, and now we are back at that level again. So the RSI is near the extreme, but not on the overbought yet. On the 4 hour, you see when we reached this level, we had this spike, but this could also be position closing. This was the last 4 hour of last trading week. So possibly many traders took profit. It is monthly R1, and both those who was trading on the daily time frame, intraday, could take profit here. Maybe swing traders that went long here also took profit. So this rejection could be only position close and profit taking, yeah. But still, it is an important level, as I showed you on the daily, and we should be looking for the possibility that we may see a bounce, at least a retest of these highs, or back down to the monthly pivot point. That is possible for next week, yeah. Structure wise, if we go to the daily, we still basically this particular leg, as you see, it's still to the upside. we still have this very important level now. These lows are not taken yet, which means the trend, this particular move to the upside, still intact. If we look at this as higher high, higher low, I'm taking only the major swings. Yeah, we had lots of inside swings, but I'm taking these major swings. So we can also think that we may continue here, but I see at least a possible short-term bounce back down here, or maybe go in range. So as far as these lows are holding on daily or weekly time frame, this major move to the upside should be still valid. We do have a lower high here, as you see. We do have this lower high, but we never got really another lower low below this swing here. That what make me think that longer term we may still see a possible continuation. So very important level, 1300 even. Look at this level here. If we broke that, we want to see a retest for a possible continuation. And let's not forget that we have this high also that may act as possible resistance too. If we get another retest of the monthly pivot point on lower time frame, I think that would be a good level to try to go long once again for another bounce to the upside from here. Oil did now a retest of this broken structure, which is something that I was expecting. And if you saw my last week weekly overview, I said that we should be looking for a possible bounce. First level should be up here, the retest of this structure, and we was also looking for a possible test even lower. As for now, it seems like the price up here in this new high is accepted. We are now trading nice amount of time above this what was important structure in the past. So the 55 is now broken, and seems like the price is getting accepted here. I still see possible ranging here, and if you get another move down here next week, you could try to take another bounce to the upside from this level in anticipation for a possible trend higher. Yeah, so I think that we may see some ranging here, and now we have a clear range to work with. This is the bigger range, and this is the lower range we have. But once again, seems like the price is accepted at this level, and we may keep looking to buy the dips on oil. As you see, it's still in an uptrend, and we may get some more move higher as far as this is holding. Aussie USD, this ABCD scenario is not really completed yet, but as you see here, we broke below this range. We are now trading below the 200 moving average. We did reach the monthly S1 last Friday, and that's why we had this bounce. We have also previous structure support here if we look left, and we have some more support even lower. So I'm still looking for this pair to probably reach down to complete the measured move toward this area here, 0.75 even, which is a good psychological number. And we do have at this level also previous structure support, and we do have this possible major trend line at that same level. So we may see at least a bounce from this level down here. For next week, if you get this retest first, then you probably want to take a short from if we got a retest of this broken area here. Let's go down to the 4-hour, you maybe see it better. And now my arrow looks very ugly. So we've been talking about this range last week, and now we broke below it. We did a retest, and if we get another retest to this level, that could be a good area to try to take another short from, in anticipation that we may reach these lows down here. Euro Aussie reached a very good supply level. Looking left here, it was the start of this whole move to the downside after putting a lower high after this. We did reach the monthly R2, which is a good resistant level too. It is a little bit of a narrow pivot levels this month, so that's why it was possible to reach the R2. We make a possible fake out here after higher than this high here, but we never had a close above it, and we still never got a close above this important area here. So we could look for a possible bounce to the downside from this level to at least retest this area down here. Let me go to the 4-hour. In my room we was looking for a possible double top here on the 4-hour, but as you see we got a possible breakout and a possible fake out. What I do like is this bearish divergence on the RSI on the 4-hour. As you see, it is a clear bearish divergence, and we have a nice shooting star formation after this here formed. And if you are holding a short, of course you can look for these levels as your first target, and if this low got broken, we probably gonna see a retest of these highs or even lower toward this level down here. Yeah, so if we go down to the daily, you see that this area could act as possible support now after it is broken, but I really want to see a retest deeper to at least these levels down here, down here, or here, if we can get another bounce to the upside. Yeah, but very clear area now, no man's land here in the middle. So if this continue lower, there is a good possibility that we reach much lower now. Euro sterling had a very choppy couple of weeks now, and it seems like this area here still act as good resistance. We did break above the monthly R1 and then went below, back, retested, and kept going lower for 3 days here. It is a choppy scenario, and this range is still is the range you should be working with to try to sell the highs and buy the lows until it get broken. You see the daily moving average is acting as good support here, but we never was able to break new highs, and I do like to sell when we reach the monthly R1. On the 4-hour, you see how choppy it is here, and we break below the monthly R1, retested, and got another move lower. So if you are holding a short and you see that this level here got broken this low, and we close below the 4-hour 200 moving average, then we should see a retest of this level and possibly lower. Yeah. EURUSD, great move here last week, as you see, and we had a continuation the day after, but then we got rejected back below it. This is also reached the monthly R1, the same as the gold did last Friday. But structure wise, as you see here, this high is not taken out. This and this, they are still intact, so the major swing is still not taken out. So we never had a close above this important high here. We have a nice rejection. The second day was also bearish, and last Friday we had another try back up here and got rejected near the end of the session. So on the 4-hour, you see it clear here, the break below, back below the monthly R1, the retest, and some sideways. I think this sideways movement gonna continue next week and until the FOMC minutes. So I think we're gonna see possible ranging scenario here until the FOMC minutes. Yeah, but if we see that we get another retest of this area, that would be a good level to try to take a short from, or from this level back down here. We want to see, for more to the downside, we want to see this level here, this important structure, that we see it broken, where we have the monthly R12. We want to see that broken, retested for a possible retest lower here. Yeah. And you see it clearly, if the price managed to go back and start trade inside this upper range, then of course we can start looking for a retest of the yearly R2 up here. Yeah. So it is two clear range. Here we have the lower range that we are inside now, and we have this upper range that should act as resistant, and it is acting as resistant so far. But based on this daily shooting star formation, I think we may see another test lower here to reach these levels once again. Sterling JPY back down to monthly S1, back down to retest these low where the price did stop now. The RSI is still somewhere in the middle, which is something I don't like, because it's make it a little bit harder for me to take a trade when we have it like this one here, and we do reach a structure level at the same time. It makes stuff much easier. I still think and see there is a possibility that we may test even lower to retest these lows here and this important support level one more time, and if that happen, we may try to take a long from this level down here, possibly if the RSI is also did reach the oversold area. On the 4-hour, you see we are like in a choppy move here. This channel is more clear on the 4-hour, as you see here, and it seems like the price is trading and trending inside this channel here. We are still in a ranging mode where the highs are getting lower actually, and even the lows now getting a little bit lower. Yeah, but the range, the major range we have is this range here, and now we are in the lower box of it, and here we have the upper range. So 147.50, this level could be a good level to look at for a possible another bounce to the upside. That would be also the bottom of that channel. Yeah. Sterling USD. Yeah, as I said, and I keep saying, stay away from trading inside this range. We have two range to work with. Even if the price reach the extremes of the range, try to sell these highs and buy these lows. And now we are trading in a bit lower range, as you see here, this box here, that you could try to sell the highs and buy the lows until we get a breakout. We are in a ranging market so far, and making business in the middle here would be a very difficult if you're not trading like the 15 minutes or the 1 hour. That could give you some good bounces, but as you see on lower time frame, it is a very choppy scenario, and you need to find these range to trade inside them. But it is a very choppy scenario. So for next week, you can try to see if the price give you another retest of this area where we do have the monthly pivot point, and maybe try to short it from here one more time, or if we get another test of these lows and the monthly S1, that you may try to buy these lows to the upside. And the higher level is of course up here. This is a very clear range, so these levels gonna be also good resistance levels and would be the much better area to sell it from. New Zealand USD, the pair I was looking for a possible bounce here. We never got that. Now we are at the weekly, as you see, and yeah, we did a nice bounce up for many weeks. When we reached the 200 moving average, we went back down, retested, and got another move to the downside. And last week, as you may know, we did break this important swing low here. We broke this whole structure now. We have a close below all the lows. So this is, for me, a signal that there is a possibility that we may reach the monthly S1, and this previous structure possible support here is now reachable since we broke all these levels. On the daily, you see here we had some rejection higher, but that rejection could also be position closing. All those people maybe that went short here in the beginning of the week, if they took profit, then they will give us a little bit bounce. The most important thing, that these lows are now taking out, and if you are holding a short, you may start looking for this area between the monthly S1 and this structure support here for a possible targets. To short, once again, we want to see a retest of the broken structure. The higher the better, so we get better good risk to reward before getting another push, possible push to the downside. If the price went back in above this structure and got accepted, which means that we got like a couple of days trading above this structure here, then there is a possibility that we do another retest higher. But the major trend is still bearish, now more bearish since we broke this important structure down here. What we do have on the RSI is the first signal of possible bullish divergence so far, yeah, but nothing else. As you see here, it's no man's land, and nothing left structure wise until we reach this level where we have the monthly S1 and previous structure. USD CAD. Well, since we broke all these levels here, one could start thinking that we are now in a good trending market to the upside. And I was looking for this area for a possible reversal level. We never reached that level, as you see here, got rejected, and now we had another week that the price tried to push higher. But looking at the bullish candle here, you see that they are much smaller this time. These candles here, this move was much stronger, but now the slope of it and the momentum is not really there, which make me still think that we may possibly see more to the downside, especially now that oil is also seems to be accepted at that high level and possibly give us higher prices, which may help the CAD. Depends on how strong the US dollar gonna be. If we go down to the 4 hour, I still see this important area here as the level to give us the clue, since we never broke above this high here. We broke below, we did that try and got rejected below this important structure now. So as far as this the price does not do this, we still can see possibilities that we may test lower. But at first we want to see that we break these lows here, then we have this level as another important structure short term before we start thinking, because if this got taken out, then of course we may reach the monthly S1 at this important structure here. So where the price is testing right now is a good and important level that we should watch closely, maybe on 1 hour, try to see if we get another retest. If we see another rejection, then we may try to take a short. Otherwise, if it break back above, then there is a possibility that this was the correction of this move to the upside, this leg correction, and another push higher. Yeah, but we want to see that area got broken first. USD JPY, well, since the price did this rejection here and we almost reached the monthly R1 and previous structure, I said that this is the time to start looking for a possible reversal here, and it wasn't an easy dance to the downside until last week. We start getting very strong movements, especially on Friday, since gold did shoot up very strongly. Of course, USD JPY is heavily correlated to gold, and that's why we got another long and very strong bearish day on USD JPY. We reached the monthly S1 where the price did close just above that, and now, as you see, guys, we do have the 200 moving average that may act once again as it did here as a possible support, and we do have this important swing low here. This is structure the 111.80 area, or 70-ish, is a very important level for the long-term bias on USD JPY. So we should be looking to this area closely. If the price reaches that level next week, for a possible bounce back up to at least retest these levels here, the neckline and the monthly pivot point, and probably higher. So very important level to look at for next week. I think we have also a kiss of the 100 and the 200. As you see here, the 100 is also at that level, so it's gonna be an important level for next week to look at. And go down to lower time frame and start looking. The RSI at the near the oversold area, we have hidden bullish divergence. If we look like this, or this low and this low. This low is much lower, but on the price we have the opposite. Yeah, so we do have bullish hidden divergence, and we even reached lower than this low, which represent this low all the way down here. So I am expecting possible bounce from this level, at least short term, to a retest of the monthly pivot point for next week. And that was the last pair. As I said, guys, please, if you do like those sessions, don't forget to hit the like button. And yes, thank you for watching this video, and I will try to make another video to the Sunday the 26th of November, but I'm not sure, since once again I will be traveling to Belgium and I have some stuff to do there, so I don't know how much time I'm gonna have. So happy trading, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.